So from tomorrow onwards, from 3 p.m., we start the Bhagavad Saptaha. So by listening to this Harikatha, all the sins of all the jivas will be destroyed. So that's why Vyasadeva, he manifested the Bhagavatam as his last book.
भारतीय ऋषिगण,
The Indian rishis, everyone at the time,
भूत भविष्यत और वर्तमान के जानने वाले थे.
they knew the past, present, and future.
भूत भविष्यत और वर्तमान.
They knew the present, past, and future.
जानने वाले थे.
So they knew the present, past, and future. So this kind of rishis who know past, present, and future, they are called Trikaldrasi, means they know the 3 times, like present, future, and past. Now we hear something and we forget at the same moment. But before, at that time, all these rishis and munis, they were Trikaldrasi, like they know past, present, and future. And they were so intelligent, and they could remember everything. Their memory was never destroyed, like they could remember everything. So Srila Vyasadeva ji, he seeing that the people like in the future will not be able to remember like this, have this remembrance, then Vyasadeva, he created composed the Bhagavatam. But actually the Bhagavatam is eternal. Bhagavatam is eternal, just like the sun. For example, now here is evening time, but in America now it's daytime. Yeah, the devotee, really? Yes, of course. So it's the same sun, but now here is evening. Now it's 6 p.m. But there, like in America, it's 6 a.m. 12 hours difference, exactly. The scientists say that, have you seen the map? The earth is like a football ball. Imagine if you put a needle. They say like the earth is like a football, right? So if you just put a needle like in not New York, suppose, no, if it was like a football in the size of a football, then you'd come to India, Delhi, this needle, because we are like India is completely opposite of New York according to the global planisphere, the map. You can call to America now, like, and they'll tell you, like United States, and then they'll tell you it's 6 a.m. So it's 12-hour difference. Miami, 13-hour difference. So like this. The Vedas, they are apaurushaya. Apaurushaya Bhakya. What is the meaning of this apaurushaya? Means the Vedas were not written by any person. Purush, like human being also, we can understand as human being. So apaurushaya means the Vedas were not written by a normal person, like a normal human being. It was directly God that appeared as his own words, or like sound incarnation of God. Sound incarnation. Sorry. So Banmoy Murti, the Srimad Bhagavatam is, according to the Pandits' language, they say that the Bhagavatam is directly Banmoy Murti of God, means sound incarnation. Just like the form of God into sounds and words. So the Vedas, actually the Vedas are eternal. But to for the welfare of the jivas, they were manifested. Because actually the first name of the Vedas was Shruti. Because at that time, the other times, no, before in the past, the people only by hearing they used to remember everything. Just listening, they would remember every single thing. But slowly, slowly, the mind of the people, their intelligence, their memory became less and less, and so they forget everything. So that's why the Vedas had to be written. So we heard how Vyasadeva, he gave the dictation, and who wrote? Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, he wrote it down. So actually the Vedas and the Bhagavatam is eternal. Just like the sun, or like we see the sunrise and sunset, right? If we look at the sun to the east, we see the sun rising. If we see in the west, we see the sun setting. But you cannot say that the east direction is the mother of the sun, because the sun is eternal. Like, you know, the eternal in understand, no? So these words like sunrise and sunset is just for us to understand. You know, no, the sun is eternal, like the meaning you understand, right? It's like, okay, so there was one rishi who was called Gautam Rishi. He was Trikalagya, means he knew past, present, and future, and he was so powerful. And once, by the influence of the time, some calamity happened, like maybe 2 or 3 years without rain. People were so worried because there was no food, like epidemics, like nowadays, like the corona pandemic, which is going on now. So that time was also like a calamity time, you know, like people were going here and there, and people were dying from hunger and from thirst because it wasn't raining. So this Gautam Rishi, by the strength of his mantras, he had a big ashram. That time the ashram of the sadhus was very big, very big. Now their house used to be small, like the Bhajan Kotir, but the place, like the lands, was very big, like many hectares. You know, the ashram was very big, that land. So Gautam Rishi, by this power of his mantra, everything was green. Means the earth was good, like the full of crops and plants and fruits with trees with fruits, cows with milk. Like there was no any problem, because imagine everyone was feeling calamity, suffering calamity because there was no rain. But in his ashram, everything was okay. So these people came to him and asked, Maharaj, please give us some shelter. Then Gautam Rishi said, you can stay here, but if I don't allow, you should not go out. You just have to follow this. Okay? What? What have I said? You're not hearing. Okay. These people who came asking for shelter, there were other saints. There were other saints also. And they asked for shelter. Because like those who have money, they can go here and there and try to search for other places with food and with nice weather. But the sadhus, they don't have any other resolution, nothing like on a resource. So these sadhus, they came to take shelter of Gautam Rishi. And then Gautam Rishi said, okay, you can stay here, but there is one condition. If I don't allow you to go, you should not leave this place. You should stay here. You know, so Gautam Rishi told to these other saints. Then the saints agreed and said, okay. So they were staying there. But what happened later? Then started raining so much. Everything became like green again, like the weather came back, like the good weather came back. So these sadhus were thinking, why will we stay here? Because if we stay here, we have to follow his rules, and now everything is good again. Like if you stay in some temple or some ashram, you have to follow the rules of that place. Understand? So the saints thought, okay, we go to our own ashram, because now everything is good again, all the crops are back, all the plants are back, like the, you know, the nature is good again. I mean, the, you know, understand what I mean? And now it's rained, so everything is green, everything is normal, like the food is back to normal, the cycle of producing food production. So these rishis, they wanted to go with a pretext, like with some excuse. So the excuse was that Gautam Rishi every day he used to take bath in the river. It was Brahma Muhurta, and it was like still dark, and there was some clouds on the sky. And these other saints that they want some excuse, they created some with some bushes. They created like a fake cow, like the body of a cow, but made with like bushes or other things. And then when Gautam Rishi went to that place in the river to take shower, bath, they just kept this cow there, fake cow, okay? But Gautam Rishi didn't know it was like a fake cow. So every day Gautam Rishi used to take shower. So Gautam Rishi, like he accidentally he made this cow fall on the floor, fall on the ground, and this cow was rolling and went to the stream of the river. But they faked the sound. The other saints, they did like the cow was screaming, but there was no cow. Okay, it was just a bush. But it was dark, and the Gautam Rishi didn't see. So what happened? So the other saints said, "Oh, Gautam Rishi killed the cow. This is a sin. We'll not stay here." So they created this excuse just to be able to leave the ashram. The other saints. Did you understand the story? So Gautam Rishi was thinking, how can I do this great sin of killing a cow? Because Gautam Rishi was like suspicious. How can I do this? You know. Then he entered into meditation, and he saw. Then in his meditation he saw it was not an origin, like it was just as a doll. It was like a fake cow, like just the body of a cow. You understand what I say? It's just like it was a bush in the shape of the cow. It was not an actual cow. So the Gautam Rishi told to the sadhus, I gave you everything. I gave you food. I gave you milk. I gave you teachings. And then you're accusing me falsely of something. So all your memory potency will disappear. So he's okay. So this is the curse Gautam Rishi gave, that the memory of the rishis, so the rishis, these other rishis, they forgot everything. Whatever they had heard and learned, they forgot everything, these rishis. And then what to do? So they came to the feet of Gautam Rishi, and this Gautam Rishi said, I already cursed you. So, but then Gautam Rishi said, okay, but now the Vedas will be written. Because at that time, when they started writing the Vedas, so you heard about the stories about how the Vedas were written. Vyasadeva wrote. Actually, Vyasadeva dictated the Vedas, and who wrote was Ganesh. Why? So one of the names of the Vedas is Shruti, because people used to just listen to the Vedas and remember everything. They didn't need books, or didn't need books. But because of the curse of Gautama Rishi, the memory of the saints, they disappeared. Like they didn't have this memory anymore. So they had to. So it was needed to write the Vedas. So try to understand what is Veda. Something which gives you knowledge about Brahma, about God. This is Ved. The verbal root vid. Vid dhatu means the knowledge. All the kinds of teachings of arts, everything the Veda gives. So Veda is Apaurushaya Vakya. Apaurushaya Vakya means the Vedas were not written by a normal person like any human being. So all the evidences which exist, the highest evidence is the Veda Pramanam, means the evidence of the Vedas. So those who don't believe in Vedas, they are, do you know what is the name? Nastic, atheists. Atheists. If those who don't believe in the Vedas, they are atheists. If you don't believe in the Vedas, you are atheist. Because directly God's Sakshat Bhagavan, just like you've heard, when we give some evidence, praman, how many kinds of evidences are there? 10 kinds of evidences. That's praman. So the highest evidence amongst these 10 is the Shabda Pramana, means the Vedas. So this Shabda Pramana is exactly the Vedas. Veda Bani means, so Vedas are directly this sound incarnation of God. Sorry. So our acharyas explain. The Buddhists, they don't believe in the Vedas. And people from other sampradayas also, they also don't believe in the Vedas. Those who don't believe in the Vedas, they are Nastic, atheists. So the Shastra gives a definition. Rig, Sam, Jajur, Yatharva. These 4 Vedas. Narada Pancharatra also. And when it's Mul Ramayana is not the Kirtibasi Ramayana or like Bengali Ramayana or Tulsidas Ramayana. When you say Mul Ramayana, is the Valmiki Ramayana, the original Ramayana. इसी के जो है शास्त्र कहा जाएगा और उसी के अनुगत जितने भी पुराण होगा, पुराण वचन, शास्त्र वचन होगा, उसके ही प्रमाण रूप में माना जाएगा, उसके शास्त्र माना जाएगा. So Jiva Goswami says that what is Shastra? If you write something from your own mind, do you think this is Shastra? No. Like whatever shloka comes in your mind, then you just write down. You say so, some horse is flying in the sky. So if you write something according to your mind, like your whim, your mind, like some people, many people are pundits in Sanskrit, scholars in Sanskrit. In one shloka they can create, in one second they create a shloka. You know, in the time of Mahaprabhu, the son of you know that man, not Keshava Bharat, Keshav Kashmir. Keshav Kashmir. There's this picture on the wall. There they have this picture there on the wall. So Devi Saraswati, the demigods of the knowledge, used to sit in his throats of Keshav Kashmir, and he was speaking. Looks like he was speaking, but who was speaking was Devi Saraswati. Understand? So many Pandits, they do this. Okay, it will be Shastra if whatever this person is doing, saying, is in accordance with Veda Puran, Narada Pancharatra, Mahabharat, and the Ramayana of Valmiki Rishi. If it's in accordance with all these texts, then it is also, you know, Shastra, but otherwise not. So what is the meaning of Shastra? Shastra. It is cutting like a weapon with words. For example, if you have some knots, how can you open a knot? You have to cut the knot. You know, the Birbal, the minister, the Akbar Batsar.
बोले अकबर बोले बिरबल ऐसा देखो ये गांठ जो लग गया है इसके खोलो कैसे बिना कटे हुए इसके खोल दो.
So how to open a knot? Imagine. So the pointers were thinking, how to open the knots, how to open the knots. Then Birbal said, just burn it, burn the knots.
रस्सी में आग लग गया ना, बस खोल गया, उससे क्या होता है? भाई बुद्धिमान जो लोग होते हैं ना, वही करते हैं.
So the clever people, they do this.
इसलिए कहते हैं, इसलिए कहा हमारे तत्व संदर्भों में श्री जीव गोस्वामी पाद.
So in the Tata Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami Pada, he said,
सर्व पुरुष परस्परासु सर्व लोकैक ज्ञान निदानत्ता अप्राकृत वचन लक्षणों वेद. वेद के कहा जाता है, जिसको कहा जाता है, किसको कहते हैं ना, संग भगवान अनादिकाल से ही.
So God himself from unlimited time.
और वो समस्त उपदेश सर्व लोक मान्य भी है, बड़े बड़े ऋषि लोगों की भी मान्य भी है.
Even the great rishis, they believe in all these Vedas.
इसलिए कहते हैं, देखो इसमें कुछ अनेकों कथाएं वेदों में.
So many stories in the Vedas.
कर्म कांड है, कुछ ज्ञान कांड है, कुछ भक्ति कांड है.
Karma kanda, Jnana kanda. So many Jnana kanda. So the Gita says, the Vedas, they explain about Jnana kanda, Karma kanda, and Bhakti kanda also. Because different people, they have different tastes. Some people like karma. Srimad Bhagavatam is written, there is the shlok. You should put this person to do something according to his own qualities. Like the karmis. The people, they have ruchi in karma, so you should put them to do the karma. And after a long time doing the karma, they will see they don't have any results in that. And then automatically they will give up the karma and they will come to Gyan. And then also after doing the Gyan, they will also see that they're not getting any special fruits. Then they'll come to Bhakti. That's why in Gita, Bhagavan says, according to the eligibility of that person, you should not for example, you're a lawyer, you have knowledge of laws and everything, lawyer. If you do another thing, can you do another thing which is not your, cannot. No, you cannot do this other thing. Because if you have some taste in something, you should do that thing whichever you have the taste on. Understand? Because according to the intelligence, so the Shastra says, in the Itihas is saying, in this history, first there was only one jati, one caste, Hamsa jati. What? Hamsa. Hamsa, what is the meaning of Hamsa? Do you understand what is Hamsa? If you mix the water and the milk, the swan will drink only the milk and leave the water. So before, in the past, there was only one caste. But slowly, the mind of people, the people's mind became less and less. So that's why this difference, people, they are doing different works according to their tastes. But actually, everybody is Brahmana. Everybody is a Brahmana. We are all sons of Brahma. Who is the daughter and sons of Brahma? Who are the daughters and sons? Daughters and sons of Brahma is Manu and Satyarupa. So Brahma had one son or not? So if you can see, what is your gotra, your lineage? If you see the lineage of everyone, everybody has some, the lineage of everyone, it comes from some rishi, understand? So like the family of everyone, like in the back, if you come to behind of all your family, comes from some rishi, you know, everyone's. So that's why Shastra says, Janmana Jayate Brahmana. Esse não é tão bom quanto esse.
Janmana jayate sudra sanskara jyutse velpade bhavet vitra. Brahma janati iti brahmano. वो दूसरी अर्थ है.
So you can also say this shloka that everybody is a Brahmana. Who is not a Brahmana? Those who are simple. Those who have no duplicity and hypocrisy. This is a Brahmana.
Arjavam brahmane sakshat anarjavam tat vilakshanam. Arjavam brahmane sakshat. Brahman जो होता है वो सरल होता है.
The Brahmana is simple. He's not duplicity, not hypocrisy. He doesn't have this. So before there was only one Varna, one caste. It was the Hamsa Jati, this caste, Hamsa, swan. So if you do some research, it's written in the Shastra. There was only one Jati, one caste, caste or caste? One caste, one caste. In the past, but slowly the mind, like intelligence of the people became less and less, their intelligence, and also their tastes. Like some people, they had taste to do yagya, fire sacrifice. Okay, so he's doing the Brahmana activities, Brahmanical. Some people, according to this nature, they have the nature of being kshatriya. So they were engaged in protecting the countries and everything. Some people, they had this taste of nature of protect the cows, and but some people who has no buddhi, doesn't have intelligence. Okay, what will you do? Okay, just serve the person of these three other ashrams. Sorry, three other varnas, not three other varnas. This is true. If you go to Africa and if you say this, they will be angry with you, but this is true. They are completely foolish. In Africa, people from Africa. This is true. Just like a donkey. You may not believe, but I travel everywhere and I see. Because now, if you say something like this, you can never go to jail. But this is true, actually. This is true. They don't have sukshma buddhi. They don't have the subtle intelligence. Now, slowly, they are becoming higher, but until nowadays, they are completely with less intelligence. So, which kind of duty you have to give to this kind of people? Okay, cut wood. Those who have less intelligence, what other kind of job he can do? So that's why in the Gita, Bhagavan says, Chaturvarna Mayashristam. According to your nature and qualities, you do different works. Different, you belong to different caste. So according to your nature, you have to do that thing. So those who can speak very nicely Sanskrit and read very nicely, who are scholars, so you can put them in Brahminical activities. So those who can pronounce, can speak very nicely the mantras. Because if you do the fire sacrifice, if you don't speak the mantra properly, you'll get the opposite fruit. That's why how Vitrasura appeared. That story. What was the mantra they were singing? Indra Satro Vivardhasya. But according to the three kinds of intonation, like three kinds of ways of speaking one word, like more grave, more high sound, like more grave or more, agudo. So, but they were not. They sang with different intonation, which was not proper according to what they had to sing. Indra Satro Vivardasya, like this, different kind of intonation you call in English? I don't know. So they were doing that yaga, fire sacrifice, to destroy. What was, so they wanted to destroy the enemy of Indra. Intonation, yes. But because they spoke up not proper, the enemy of Indra appeared from the fire sacrifice instead of being killed. So Vivardasya, that may he manifest now. So at the same moment, Vritasura appeared. So this we see about how Vritasura appeared. Gurudev used to say this sloka many times, again and again. Understand? So if you don't have the proper knowledge of Sanskrit, very nice knowledge, if you're not really a Brahmana, like you have all this knowledge, you cannot do this fire sacrifice properly. If you should do fire sacrifice only if you follow all the rules, like Shuddha Sadachara, all the proper rules. Actually, this is more for Karma Kanda. Bhakti Kanda, in Bhakti this is not important, but there's one shloka that says, Dhiro vadati Vishnave nama Ubayantu samam pullam bhavagrahi janardana. That God accepts your mood. You may be a scholar or a foolish person. You can say Vishnaya or Vishnave. There's no difference because God will accept your mood, your bhav. So this is Bhakti Marg, but Karma Marga not possible. In Bhakti you can say anything, broken language, anything. In path of Bhakti it will be okay. But in Karma and Gyan, these other paths, no. So before in the past there was only one Varna, like one caste. It was the Hamsa Varna, the Swan Varna. But then according to the Buddhist intelligence of the people and their nature, then this differentiation came, like Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita. According to the guna and karma, like according to the nature and quality of different people, then they are engaged in different works. In the Gita also Bhagavan says, those who are doing the karma, like you have to inspire them to continue what they're doing. Like if someone does karma, inspire. Yes. But after he's doing karma for a long time, he'll see that there's no fruit actually in that. Because even if you go for Sargaloka, again you have to come back to this world. So what was the benefit in going to Swarga? ये होता है ना रेगुलेटर के काम करते हैं ना आप जैसे 20-25 लिफ्ट के काम करते हैं उसके काम वही दिया जाता है like for example those who are using the elevator, you know, elevator operator, this job, somebody comes in the elevator and tell you, oh, I want to go to the 20 storage, then 20th, then you go up, then you go down. You just like all your job, you're just going up and down in the elevator. So karma is also like this. If you do something good, then you go to Swarga. Do something bad, then you go to Narak, hell. So you're just like this. So, but those who are in Gyan Marga, then the person is in the path of Gyan and also sees that there's no any results, only this mukti, this liberation. Then finally the person comes to the bhakti. Actually, mukti is also a very dangerous thing. Just by hearing the name of mukti, Sarvam Bhattacharya used to be afraid just by listening the name mukti, liberation. But Mahaprabhu told no, should not be afraid, because Mahaprabhu actually gave the proper meaning of mukti. So there are 4 kinds of mukti: Salokas, Samipya, Sarsti, Sayuja. And Krishna said, even if I want to give this 4 kinds of liberation, my devotees don't want. But what about this 5th mukti, 5th liberation, Sayuja mukti? Those who wants this? Those who are, want to merge in Brahma. And also, in front of bhakti, liberation is insignificant. And the path of bhakti is so simple. There's no any difficulty. You chant holy names. You just sweep a little bit the temple. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada used to say, if once you play the bell in the temple, you get 1,000 times the fruit of any karmi, jnani or yogi. Just if you come one time in the temple and just play the bell in the temple for Thakurji. That's why you can see in every temple there is a bell. Why there is a bell? That's why. Because if you once just play this bell of the God in the temple, God will be pleased with you. Because God loves what? God loves the bell. Bell, you know, bell. So in any temple, there is no any temple, like there's not a temple which there's no bell. Like all the temples have bell. In our Gaudiya Mata, we keep here. You can go in every temple, you see there's a bell. Any Mahadev or any temple, there's a bell. Because when you play the bell, God says, I will bring you to my dham. He's saying this. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada wrote, if somebody comes to the temple and just one time plays the bell, every day you play the bell in your house because you do the Thakurji Puja in your house and you play bell. Without playing the bell, God will not eat, isn't it? Without playing the bell, the Thakurji doesn't eat, doesn't take prasad without eating. Oh, without bell, sorry. One day the deity said, told to the devotee, hey devotee, hey, today I'll steal butter, but don't tell to anyone. Okay. Then the devotee sat down, and the Thakurji took the butter and started to eat, was about to start to eating. But then the devotee played the bell. And then the owner of the house came and caught Krishna. And the Krishna told to the devotee, why did you play the bell? And the devotee said, Thakurji, is not my fault. The Shastra says that if the bell doesn't ring, the Thakurji will not eat. You know, Shastra says that Thakurji will only eat if the bell rings, no? Bell plays, ring. So that this is the glory of the bell. The Shastra explained the glory of the bell. If one time you do pranam, how much fruit you get. So these instructions of the Vedas for the karmis, jnanis, like this. So there is karma kanda, jnana kanda, like the sections of the Vedas: karma kanda, jnana kanda, and upasana kanda. Also the Upavedas, like the Jyotish, astrology, different other teachings also in the other sciences also described in the Vedas, Upavedas. But then Bhagavan saw that the people were not so much into the Vedas. So God created then, manifested the Upanishads, Puranas. What is the Upanishads? Many small stories that they used to tell people so that people could remember. But still also, then after that, the Puranas were manifested. So 17 Puranas were made, and then the 18th Purana was Srimad Bhagavatam. So three kinds of Puranas, in the mode of nature, passion, and ignorance. Because according to the nature of the person, they will like different things. So 18 Puranas, right? 6 in the mode of ignorance, 6 in the mode of passion, and 6 in the mode of goodness. And then after that, so but Vyasadeva manifests the last Purana. The essence of all the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads is Srimad Bhagavatam. If somebody reads Bhagavatam, listens to the Bhagavatam, speak the Bhagavatam, remember the Bhagavatam. Even Shastra says, if suppose there's one place where Bhagavatam is going on, but you cannot go there, you don't have time, but you just think, you just agree to go. This Shloka explains. For example, you can read the Bhagavatam, you can listen to the Bhagavatam, but even if you don't have time for that, even if you just think, Anumodito means, what did I say? You just agree to go. Oh yeah, the Bhagavatam is going on. This is very nice. Why do you raise your hands? You're like surrendering to Shrimati Radhika. This is the meaning of raising your hands. You're surrendering. Okay, your mood. Okay, you're giving like support. You're giving support. Like the Bhagavatam is going on and you give support. Like, oh yeah, this is very nice. I support that idea. But maybe you don't have time to go yourself, but you just support. You support it. So just by supporting, you get the fruit of the Bhagavatam. So when you raise your hands to Srimati Radhika, Jai Jai Shri Radha, also because you're supporting her, like giving your support, showing your support to her. That's why you raise your hands to Srimati Radhika. So in this second verse of Bhagavatam is the explanation. Sushrusaya, the person who has desire to go to listen. Okay, from tomorrow on the Bhagavatam will start. Okay, and you're thinking, tomorrow I will go to listen. You just have your feeling in your mind that you want to go. Just you have Shushrushabhi, means desire to listen. Bhagavan will come and sit in your heart. So what is bigger than that? What can be higher than that, isn't it? So Bhagavatam, the second shloka of Bhagavatam already explains this. In this shloka, Dharmas Prajito, Shushrushabhi means the person has desire to listen. At that same moment, Tatkanat, will not take any moment. You're just thinking, I want to go. You're just thinking like you have desire to go. Then Swami Bhagavan himself will come and sit in your heart. But then maybe on the way to the temple, you die on the way, and then you go directly to the abode of God, and you get the result of listening to Bhagavatam. So, just if you have the desire to listen to Bhagavatam, and suddenly you... Okay, I'll finish the Harikatha. Suppose, but then you have a heart attack in the middle. Then you have a heart attack. So you could not come to the Bhagavatam. But what will happen to you? You didn't hear properly, that's why I cannot give answer. I just said, tomorrow, from tomorrow on, it will start the Bhagavatam. Here, we'll do the Bhagavatam. Tonight, suppose some person is thinking, tomorrow I will go to the Bhagavatam in the temple. He's thinking he's coming for the Bhagavad Katha. And then God sat in his heart because of that. And then in the morning, before the start of the beginning of the Bhagavatam, the person had a heart attack and left his body. He could not come because he died. So what fruit will he get? What is his destination? This fruit of listening to the Bhagavatam. He'll get this fruit. And then what bigger than that you want? Shushubhi Tatkanat. When you have the desire to listen, Bhagavan will sit in your heart. And if God sits in your heart, do you think you'll go to hell? Where will you go? Tell me. So who does not want to listen Bhagavad Katha? And those who come and listen, imagine the fruits they will get. Please tell me, think about this. Those who come and listen the Bhagavatam here, for example, imagine what the fruit they will get. Just by manifesting the desire one time to listen, imagine. They already got to Bhagavatam. But imagine those who really come and listen the Bhagavatam here. Imagine the fruit they will get. Tell me the fruit. Tomorrow I'll tell you. Sri Radhe. Now our Maharaji will tell the fruit. He'll tell you. What is the fruit of listening to the Katha?